Hi, today in this video I'm gonna show you a game that was done by me. Uh, so the original game, because it was a real game until a few moves, it doesn't. I win because I don't know, he resigned to the match. He plays e4, I play e5. He moves knight f3, and now it's the Scotch Gambit, the Scotch game. Here captures here with the pawn. So I try to recapture with the queen, and since he moved here, you don't want to move here. It's totally okay. It's totally okay. If you are in a low rating, it's totally okay. It's a playable move. But what you want to do is instead of moving here, you're gonna try to move here. So this is an open file, but as the king is here, it's not dangerous anymore, and we can still react to any consequences that brings that move. That's not a bad move. He's gonna castle. He's gonna castle here, and to connect these two pieces. And what you want to do is move here because you are protecting the queen, and you are controlling these squares over here, these diagonals, and this bishop is not dependent on any piece. Instead, if you move here, this knight is depending on this knight for assist, because you don't want, and also this knight is also recovering this, but it is not a good move since here if you move this bishop, you have a battery. So when he don't want to check. He wants first to we're gonna bring here. He doesn't want to check. He better wants to have these two squares control. Since this bishop is here, so once he moves here, what you want to do is move in here the queen, and you are still protecting this. You are still protecting this. This bishop can go here and control this diagonal here, and you can also move the knight here. You can castle. You can castle that way, depending on the position, what you want to do. But so that's a little line that you want to do on the game, and very precise moves. But on the match, he moves the knight here, and what we want to do is to like eliminate this knight, because if he with -3 points out of the board, because this knight cannot move anymore, so we're gonna be still winning this game. So that's what I did. He's gonna castle, or no, he's gonna move the queen here since the queen is here, and he's gonna be castling on the next move maybe. And I moved here the bishop for protect this pawn twice. This knight cannot take this since this is here's a pin, and here are two pieces that are attacking here, so I have to put more pressure here, and then I can bring the knight here, and then I can castle. So he's gonna be castling, as I said before. And as we don't want any loss and any more protections, because he's gonna be weak if something happens. This is protected by, but there are two pieces here, and this is a very weak pawn. So we're gonna be taking this, and you don't want to do this. You don't want to take with this, because now you can do certain bunch of moves, but if your opponent do this, because it's the most human move that you can find out with, you can castle, and now we have some weakness. This knight is attacked by the pawn. This pawn is very weak since this this king is just protecting this pawn over here, and if there are two pieces there where you're not gonna want to be defending just with the king, this pawn over here. So he tries to do this. Now if you try to take your the rook is gonna come here, and there are too many pieces attacked, but doesn't matter. Because you can take this one over here. He's gonna take, because they are not gonna be losing out material. And now as the knight goes here, there are three pieces that are attacking this square. And will be controlling the center. These two squares that are the center of the board. Well, we always have to take care of these squares that are really important. So he's gonna move here because the queen is here. So I don't understand too much this move, but we're gonna be attacking this, and maybe they want to guard this to protect the king if these pawns are traded, because we're gonna be sacrificing the knight at that point for having more control squares. Yeah, so if this pawn is gonna be gone, we're gonna be attacking this one over here, we're gonna be attacking this one over here as well, and if the knight is there, because it's not developed, the knights, the rooks are not connected here, and we're not gonna be there. He is gonna not be winning anything. So he's gonna be, yeah, he's gonna move this one over here, but not now. The rook is here, so they're gonna be protect this long fire, this long column, and we're gonna be sacrificed, as I said earlier. But they're gonna be taking, and as long as this queen is here controlling these two squares, they can move the knight here, the rooks are connected, and they're gonna be controlling more pieces. But we have one plus of material, so we're still winning this. Since they're gonna be attacking our queen, we have this pawn over here. We have that we can actually take it because the rook is here. Otherwise, we cannot take it. So we have to put it down. And now we have two weaknesses, but we're attacking too much to our enemy king. That's why we're winning. So we're gonna be taking. And since they're not gonna be taken, because we can double the rooks, and this knight is doing a great job controlling this square and this square, and if we double the pawns, they're gonna be start losing, because they don't want to exchange pieces since they don't have too much material on the game. So we're gonna be taking, we're gonna be taking, and now he has a weakness as we do. We can move here if they take. If they take, we can and we take with that bishop because we don't want to take with the queen since there are two pieces in case one defender, so it's not gonna be working. It's not gonna be any sense to do that. So we're gonna be taking, and this knight is just protected by this queen. So we have to be, he has to be very careful with that, and we can have any advantage of if he do a wrong move. So so he's gonna be bringing this rook over here, this, and these are, so there are three pieces that wants to control these two important squares that are mostly important on every chess game that you're gonna be playing if you like chess and play chess. So we're gonna be taking. He's gonna bring the rook for have more control of the board, and it doesn't have any sense to move here. Sorry, any sense to move here. I know we're attacking this pawn, but we don't want that. In all the match that we have played, we were always looking for the king that is here. So it doesn't have any sense to bring out the queen there for take a pawn, and they're gonna be taking this, and since they are controlling these squares, and it will be just no longer protected by two pieces. It will gonna be protected with one piece, and we're gonna be disconnected our pieces. Since this is connected with this is connected. Oh, sorry, this is connected with this one over here. This one is connected by here, and with this one over here, disconnected, and this is also connected with this weak square that we don't want to lose the control over there. So we have a very strong position until now. So if we move here, we're controlling this weakness. We're still controlling this. We have control more. We have been connecting more of our pieces because now we have under two pieces of here, and we are controlling a really big diagonal. And this diagonal is strong, but we can still do a exchange of pawns, and we can capture with the king or the rook. But depends on the position. I can say that you have to take. It depends on what white does on the game. So if he's attacking this square over here. We must be very careful. If we cannot longer protect with this one, so the rook is gonna be incoming. So as we want to lose any strong of these three pieces that are really connected with this bishop over here, we're gonna be taking the rook. We're gonna be taking the rook. Now they have just this poor connection as we have to trade off the pieces, and we have this really big connection with these pawns, the bishop with the queen, and the rook. Also with the king over here, the left pieces are there, but they cannot do nothing. If he tries to go here, there's in position, since we can have the control of the center by playing this, and so that's on this piece. And they want to look out for all own king, so they don't want to take this one over here. So this, even though it is not protected, it's safe because of the position. You can also protect pieces in that way. just with the position. So we're gonna be trying to take the control of these two squares, since they are controlled by the pawns, and this is always weak pieces, weak piece than a bishop or even a queen. So we have to protect with this successfully. And now, what move you should move? Maybe, well, since white moves obviously. We can, since this square this is really important, and the queen is here, and you cannot do much things without the queen, because you cannot control too much squares as a queen do. So we're gonna try to break out this connection of the pieces that are looking to this side of the board. So they have to exchange in one point. We're gonna be taking this one over here, and we don't care about this because we need a change of pawns. We need a change of pawns. Why? Because when they are connected, you can easily protect them with minus pieces. So you can take the attention to too much points of the board. So now, as these two pawns are really important, because here's our king, the rook is gonna be gonna be here, and as long as the rook is gonna be here, you cannot protect with this one over here, because it will be very dependent. This pawn will gonna be alive just if the rook is here. So, but we want to have more control pieces, no, more control squares. So if the rook is here, you are gonna be protecting just this bunch of squares. But if you move here, you're gonna be attacking these two squares. You're gonna be attacking this square over here with the knight, and you're gonna be attacking this square with the pawn. So it will be great to have these four squares protected by our own pieces. That it will gonna be really great. And if he tries to exchange this one over here, you're gonna be trying to move the pawn here for having more pressure on the center of the board. So if you move here, you're gonna be losing these two double attack. So we're gonna as he's gonna be attacking this. We're gonna move the rook, and if he takes it, this is a blunder, because we have now more pieces on the board than he. We have three up pieces, and they are against this bunch of pawns here that are 6. The bishops are the same number of bishops, and he has just 3 pawns. So we're winning this. Just you have to focus attention on the king, and don't put attention on any other side of the board. That is not just the center and the king. You always must be very careful on that. So he's gonna be trading. We're gonna move here, as I told you, and we're gonna be advancing these pawns. We're gonna change for have less pieces on the board, for when this game, he's gonna be recapturing this one over here. And what we want to do is to control the black squares. We don't want to control the white squares since um, since the king is gonna be doing a really great job. So we're gonna try to control more pieces that this bishop won't, because this pawn is less than bishop. He won't want to trade this one over here. So maybe he's gonna be recapturing this, and doesn't matter. He recaptured, and we're gonna be on the white squares for having a better control. So they're gonna be complementary. They're gonna be complementary. The pawns are gonna be controlling the black squares. We're gonna be controlling mostly the white squares. So we're gonna be doing a very good job along these pieces. We're gonna try to do a job that carries on more control squares than our opponent. So we're gonna be hiding, and we're gonna move here, but move this one over here. As you may see, you will want this on the black squares. We're gonna be advancing the king, and since he has moved over here, attacking this for being neutralized our king. They're gonna be attacking this one over here. But as long he puts attention on this pawn, we're gonna be bringing this one. So he's gonna be attacking, capturing with the queen since he wants to control this square. And we're gonna promote anything, and since he captures, we're gonna be capturing, and that's a really easy win for us, because we're gonna be looking for this pawn over here, and we're gonna try to keep out this bishop, because we can do a better job along a bishop and a queen. As I said before, we can do a battery or checkmate the king, and we're gonna be advancing, as you know. So we're gonna be putting closing the board since he cannot move more to this board. This part of the board is not available to the king. So we're gonna be having like a distance of the knight, like check with knight, but we're having a queen. So as long they move, we're gonna be attacking like this piece is not a queen, it's not a knight. And we're gonna be checking this one. We're gonna waste a tempo, and doesn't matter. And that's the only one move that he has. So when he moves here, we're gonna be checkmate. And that's a match that I wanted to show you. I hope you enjoyed. Let me what you guys think, and we're gonna be seeing on the next video. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Also, I forgot. Thank you very much.